My name is Daulten Stewart. The name of my organization is Transamerican Auto Parts, probably better known by our retail chain 4-Wheel Parts. And my role here at TAF or 4WP is I am a talent management specialist. So more specifically, I'm in charge of recruiting for 45 East Coast retail stores, East Coast and Central United States retail stores. So we have probably 5 to 9 automotive technicians at each one of our locations across the US and Canada. So we specialize in the automotive aftermarket industry. So mainly aftermarket installation for Jeeps, trucks, SUVs. So we have quite a few technicians in each store, probably close to, probably a little over 600 company-wide. So we have a need for a lot of technicians. Our vehicles' needs are still there. We found that in times like this and kind of communicating with our stores, whether it's the most simple task of an oil change or an alignment, those things are still going to be needed even in a time like this. We've also found that with some of the downtime that a lot of our customers have, it may be the perfect time for them to come in and say, I'm really wanting to get that set of wheels or tires, whatever the case may be. So we found that, like I said, our foot traffic, it's decreased a little bit, but we're still busy in all of our stores. We realized that as the economy recovers, that there's going to be a lot of people looking to hire automotive technicians. It's already an extremely competitive market to hire skilled automotive technicians, but we expect there to be a huge boom in technicians being hired. We're constantly looking to build a bench, even if we don't have, a specific opening at a store. We're always looking for talent to come into our stores. Having said that, we know that customer demand is going to take off as soon as the economy kind of reopens and gets back to normal. So companies such as ourselves, I know that we're going to be looking to hire immediately as soon as things get back to normal. So as far as an outlook for a technician, it's an incredible profession to be in. So one of the advantages of attending UTI as opposed to just getting a job out of high school, whatever the case may be, is that not only are you going to get a top-notch education, a lot of the professors that we have met with at the career fairs that we've met with, they're extremely knowledgeable, not just in what we do, but in all things automotive. So not only are you learning from great people like that, but you're also, you're working in a team, working on projects. We've got to see some of the behind-the-scenes projects that students are working on. It's extremely impressive. And one of the best things about going to a school like UTI is that there's no shortage of things that are learned there. A lot of times when we recruit someone who came out of high school or a different trade school, something like that, they're really good in one specific facet of automotive technology. But at UTI, it seems like they're very well-rounded. They're good people. They work well in teams, and that's the kind of people we look for to come in onto our organization. So when we look to hire automotive technicians, whether they're out of a program like UTI or it's just someone that we source through Indeed, ZipRecruiter, whatever the case may be, there's 2 of our cultural principles that really come to mind. We have 9 cultural principles that we live by on a daily basis at our company, and 2 of them really stick out when thinking about hiring technicians. The first is grit makes great. So we look for employees that are going to come in there and be able to work the hours that we work, and to understand that we work in a fast-paced retail environment. So with having 95 stores across the country, we are the industry leader in automotive aftermarket accessories. We have a high customer demand, a high customer base, so we have a lot of work that comes into our shops. So we're looking for employees that don't mind, getting down, getting dirty, and completing the work in a safe and efficient manner. The other thing that we really look for, the other cultural principle, is players compete and teams win. So that's a big thing for us, and it's why we like recruiting from schools like UTI, because we know that students from UTI are kind of getting that training as far as working on a team, whether it's in a classroom setting, working on a project, whatever that is. We rely on all of our technicians to work together. Again, our schedules are quite busy in all of our shops across the country. So we need to make sure that we're bringing people into our organization that understand the importance of teamwork and collaboration, and they're going to get the job done in a safe and efficient manner. UTI, we've had a lot of success hiring people straight from career fairs. So we've attended several, both in Texas and California so far. Hiring automotive technicians is extremely competitive across not just our company, but companies all in the industry. We leave no stone unturned when it comes to finding skilled technicians. It just so happens that the kids from UTI are extremely knowledgeable, and they're plug and play employees, as we like to call them, straight out of school. So we have several success stories from students from UTI who have either stepped into an automotive technician role or even some lower level management roles straight out of school. One of the really cool things about our company as it relates to online work, and why it's going to be essential to learn that, is so we have a weekly and monthly training modules that go out to all of our employees, from our technicians to our sales staff and even our retail store managers. That in the automotive industry, if you're behind on the latest technology and innovations, you're going to get left in the dust. So we do a lot of computer training every week, every month with all of our employees. One of the biggest things, kind of shifts we've seen in the automotive industry, is that a lot of the training is done that way now. We certainly believe that hands-on training is probably the best way to learn. But for the full scale, like our company, we can't have hands-on training at all 95 locations at once. So we've really tried to leverage the use of technology. The industry is constantly evolving. I would say just in the last 2 years, just the amount of the new technology that's come out, cars are a lot more complex than they even used to be 5 or 6 years ago. So that's probably the biggest shift that we've seen, is making sure that from a training and development standpoint, that all of our employees are prepared, and to make sure that our automotive technicians are prepared. So we see it continue to shift that way. And again, for companies that aren't prepared, they're going to be behind. So companies like us that are successful, we've really, seen the value in providing the online training and just making sure that we're up to date and even a little bit ahead as far as industry standards go. Any advice that I could give someone from UTI or other trade schools looking to get into the profession is just be as well-rounded as possible. And what I mean by that is, don't just make sure that you're not just knowledgeable in one area of automotive technology. One thing that I've kind of learned, and that most automotive technicians will learn, is that you really never know what's going to happen daily in a shop. From anything, it could be a day could be something basic like an oil change, to something more complex such as an engine swap. You really have no idea what's going to come through that door that day. So the more knowledge you have and the more experience you have is going to help. Some of the best students that we find from UTI are people that have had some type of previous experience. And it's not always possible for everyone, but even starting out an internship or a summer job as a lube tech, or working in a shop, whether it's just mounting and balancing tires, the very most basic jobs, that's going to give you a leg up over all the other candidates.